やっぱり分かりづれえけど。
一緒に見ようね。
A boy whose face betrays every thought and a girl who has no expressions. When they collide, we get Inexpressive Kashiwada and Expressive Oota, an anime set to premiere on October 4th, 2025, directed by Tomohiro Kamitani and animated by Studio Poland. Oota is a class clown, unable to hide even his simplest feelings, his joy, his embarrassment, his hopes, always visible. Kashiwada, on the flip side, never shows what she's thinking. Her face remains blank, silent. Convinced he can break her stoic facade, Oota devises a series of schemes and pranks to elicit a reaction from her, only to have his plans comically backfire every time. As their time together continues, their relationship evolves from a simple game of emotional cat and mouse to something much deeper. Inexpressive Kashiwada and Expressive Oota is a series that aims to thrive on the classic but effective opposites attract setup. With Oota, the hyper-expressive, emotional, and mischievous class clown, constantly finding himself at odds with Kashiwada, the calm, stoic, unreadable girl who masks every flicker of emotion, aiming to lead to some kind of novelty in the romance developed between them. The everyday story mainly follows Oota as he tries to break Kashiwada's poker face, but in doing so, he's the one constantly undone, exposed, and embarrassed, and therein lies the crux, the highlight, and everything this series has to offer. Over the entire course of this series' story, this episodic gag format is unchanging, and while it does risk feeling repetitive, it's also this series' charm. Oota, the loud, goofy, often punished and annoying character that initially seemed to be quite shallow, but soon enough, the series tries to envelop him into someone who is not purposefully malicious. Rather, try and portray him as someone whose over-the-top antics are a testament to his own inability to control his emotions. But personally, I don't get it. I can see viewers finding his character of a tsundere male behavior at the beginning either to be difficult to watch or something they enjoy, and over time, this characteristic of his does not change. Mainly, of course, because it's the crux of what makes this romance different. But despite his character evolving and maturing in some ways, and his failed pranks often meeting the amusing consequences, preventing him from being truly unlikable, I cannot help but find his antics more towards the screwed up side. Coming to the expressionless Kashiwada, I have no idea what's wrong with this chick, cause if not, she's quite literally Buddha in disguise with having to deal with Oota's shit every day. Initially coming off as the archetypical kudre, the intrigue, if any, is in her subtlety. The series executes her otherwise emotional experience with tiny cracks of emotion, a faint blush, a delayed reaction, a hesitant gesture. She's not emotionless, just inexpressive, and the way she conveys her feelings through minor shifts in expression is pretty wholesome. Much and most of the humor comes from the setup, where Oota tries to win against Kashiwada but fails spectacularly, making him both the instigator and the punchline. But beneath the comedy lies a slow burn romance that is quite wholesome, with it mostly ending with Oota blushing and self-destructing on his own. Since Kashiwada confesses her love early on in the story, the romance is not about when the confession will happen and more like when will they actually get together, despite the confession already happening. Coming to what looks promising, man was I surprised to see the translation of the character designs from the manga to the anime. It looks really different, at least to my eyes, with the anime design looking a little more mature, and I certainly like it. Director Tomohiro Kamitani has directed Mix Season 2 and Katana Maidens, the second part, which aren't by any means landmark titles, but they show that he does have experience with both slice of life pacing and action, which will help with this anime. From the trailer, the sound actors sound to be suitable, so that's a plus. But coming to the animation studio themselves, Studio Poland was founded between 2022 and 2023, making them really new, with this anime being one of their foundation projects, so you should keep expectations to a proper standard. In addition, the series itself is a story of repetitiveness relying on the running gag of Oota trying to provoke Kashiwada's reaction, which can get annoying at times, especially with an audience who neither sees progress nor sees any character development. This series is primarily a slice of life romantic comedy and as a result lacks a strong driving narrative focusing on the small everyday interactions between two main characters. So, if that's not your thing, then this ain't for you. Where I think the series is going to land is pretty much below the average, with the anime being likely remembered as a comfort watch, rom-com rather than any kind of breakout hit. It just ain't got it. It's good enough to hype up the rom-com fans, but not enough to really make an impact. So who should watch this? This is the perfect watch for fans of wholesome, character-driven romantic comedies. If you enjoy simple, light-hearted narratives that focus on the subtle development of a unique relationship, this series might be for you. It will also appeal to viewers who appreciate a slice of life tone and a story that finds humor and warmth in everyday school interactions, much like teasing Master Takagi-san or Aran-san wa Hakaranai.